Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Hello, my party people. It is the afternoon, so good afternoon. I make these and then they upload when they upload. It takes processing. So I'll be like, good morning. And then it goes live at night. And, that's just how it is. But anyway, good afternoon where I am in time and space. I am, last time I had an extremely fun session, very satisfying, really awesome. This one will not be as fun, but that's okay. We keep it moving, and that is what it's about. So today we aren't necessarily gonna get like a ton done that's like splashy, but we are gonna make some progress. So what we did last time is I made this super cute funfetti cake. And I did go ahead and fill in the top of the funfetti. So it's frosted on the top and it's frosted on the bottom. I did do the frosting. So she's all frosted. I messed around a little on the internets, and what I want her cone to be, it's going to be like a blue, like a cotton candy blue, and then pink sauce and pink whipped cream and pink sprinkles. So we're going to do that. So I haven't quite decided. I think we're going to do like a pink on her. I think probably she's going to be pussyfootin' pink. So let's go ahead and do that. And I can always change it up a little bit. No problems changing it up a little bit. But I do want to kind of get this process. These now are going to need like a lot of coats of glitter. And I really want to show you guys all of the coats of glitter, but I also want to keep it moving. So we're going to have to do some kind of short sessions. And that's okay. And maybe we'll do like multiple short sessions per day. And I'll do like, in the past, when I've had to divide it up, I've been like session 40, part 1, part 2, because it's kind of one day. I don't know. The naming conventions are random and based on nothing, but I'm kind of doing them. All right, getting into this weird space. So what I'm going to do on this is this pink, and then I'm going to paint white iridescent paint over the frosting so that I can mica it. Because I was thinking about it, because I think about this a lot. A lot of, I was talking about the marbles sort of rolling around in the sink that is my brain. My shoes are definitely always one of the marbles. Whatever else is going on, I'm thinking about the marbles. People are like, where do you get your ideas from? It's like, that's what happens if you're obsessive and always thinking about it. Oh, this is perfect. Perfect. So I'm trying to cut in the little weird bits without getting glitter on stuff that I don't want glitter on. Okay. Little brush helps. Okay. So just on the shoe portion of this, I'm doing Pussyfootin' Pink. I have her in a bag. She's a good kind of candy pink, but she's nice and bright, so I don't feel like... This one's going to be kind of bright colors because it's funfetti, and we're going to do rainbow sprinkles and like bright stuff. And I saw this cake. I was looking at like fun cakes. I was just looking at fun cakes to get inspiration. I was looking at fun cakes, and one of them had, instead of a cherry on the top, oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want color-wise. I'll show you guys one sec. It had like, instead of a cherry, it had a big old shiny gumball on it. Missed a little spot on the side here. I'm gonna gently touch it up, so gently, because as y'all know, I don't think you should put wet paint or wet glue on top of wet glue, but sometimes we can be a little naughty. This is gonna be one of those times, because sometimes we do it exactly by the book, perfect, and sometimes we do what we got to do to get it done. All right, I love that pink. That's going to be perfect. And I got a bunch of loose glitter on her. Where's my... because I do want to paint the white iridescent on her. Do I want to do the blue? I don't have like the blue that I'm going to use. What I'm going to use on this is for my like cotton candy blue. I'm going to mix a couple things, but I'm probably going to use a glitter called Impossible Things, which is like a Cinderella blue, because I don't want to go too, but I do want a little bit of aqua in there. I don't know. I need to play with that a little bit. So what I'm going to do right now, I don't do multiple glitters in the same step, because if I glittered this, I would get glitter into the pink, and then the pink wouldn't be clean and pretty. But I do want to get some paint on here, and that's not going to crosstalk any. So cute. I love my frosting. All right, so I saved, and I checked that it was in here before I sat down, but I do that, and it's like, there it is. So what I have here is an empty, kind of an old girl. She doesn't squeeze anymore, but as you know from watching me get weird in here, she does still have some gifts left to give. Yes. So even though she's not able to squeeze any more paint out, she's still got some paint to her. So what I'm doing here now is taking a little paintbrush and this hollowed out tube, and you can absolutely use a fresh tube. I'm just letting you guys know the things that you can do to stretch your glitter budget. We want to stretch that glitter budget like it's a yoga class, because I think it's worth it to pay good money. I think it's worth it to pay good money for good quality. So if I'm going to put all my time and love and insanity and effort in, I don't want to use crappy glitter, because then no matter how much love I put in, it's not going to look as good. All right, so I'm just giving this a very light coat of this white iridescent paint. And I know it's hard to see white on white, but hopefully you can maybe see it's got a little bit more of a sheen. And then I'm going to go in and paint the frosting on the side as well, my filler frosting, and I'll do my frosting on the bottom later. So I'm just adding this white mist dimensional paint everywhere that there's frosting texture. And on my last one, I glittered it, and I do like the glitter a lot, but on this one, I'm gonna mica. I'm just trying two different things. The mica is gonna be a more subtle kind of all over shimmer, but I'm still gonna see the texture of the frosting. Important to do this with a little brush. And honestly, I'm looking to see, do I have an even littler brush? Are you gonna, I'll try you. Craft Culture, we have our really awesome blue handled 1/2 inch or 1 inch brushes that we call the best brushes ever. And I like those because they're a really good quality for the price point. I know you can buy better brushes, but for the purposes of glittering, I don't want to spend a ton of money buying like a professional painter's brush. But we also have these little sets of little brushes. And so I would say one of those, if you're watching this and you're kind of towards the beginning of your glitter journey, one assortment of little brushes, 1 or 2 kind of nice 1/2 inch bread and butter brushes, and then 1 broad bristle chip brush to dislodge your loosey gooseys. Okay. Let me try this other one and see how I feel about her. So I'm scooping the paint out of the quote unquote empty bottle and just getting a nice all over shimmer. You definitely, it probably does not show up on camera, but once I add a little mica on there, y'all will see. So I'm painting this on so that I'm not losing any of my little swirlies. And for the top, I just went in and like with a spoon, scooped some of the fake frosting on, and then with a gloved finger, I kind of swirled it a little. I'm going to mostly cover that up, but I I loved the way the cake looked naked, but I was like, it's gonna look more harmonious as a composition if I frost the top. So I did. So I'm using this to get all the little nooks and crannies because I don't want to get any. I've glittered my cake. You can see the cake sparkles. She got a little bit of Miss May's on top of, or no, she got yellow. She got, I think, old provolone. I think she got a little bit of cheese glitter on there. Call her a cheesecake. But so I'm just doing the frosting. And what I'm going to do is let that dry. And then I'm going to brush on a little bit of mica. So when she's dry, she'll still have a little stickiness to her. So she'll catch the mica a little bit. You go over there. Okay. And I'm painting this in between the ridges and the bumps. And my frosting is definitely, you know, uneven. Does not look like a professionally decorated cake, but hey, neither has a single one of the cakes I've made for my boys for their birthdays in their whole lives. None of them have looked professional, and I say that with pride. I know some extremely talented, you know, bakers and decorators, so I'm not saying that that's like not a very cool skill, and y'all have my undying respect. But I also think for something like this, I'm not gonna underestimate the charm of a little bit of handmade, a little homemade whimsy. Okay, just making sure I'm being extra super careful to get it everywhere because it's so hard to see the white on the white. So I'm kind of double checking. Kind of doing a little double check. And when she's dry, we will brush a little mica on her, and then we'll glue some sprinkles on. And that will be very fun. I gotta find my B7000 because I think that's what I want to use for the sprinkles. All right, so I know it does not look like we did a lot, but I promised we did. And we're gonna save, let me put her just like this in a sealed bag so that later when this is dry, we can do the little frosting on the bottom. And then we will mica it. You could use regular mica. I'm actually gonna use the Craft Culture Edible Glitter, and I'll show you guys how I do that. And yeah, so we're gonna set her aside and let her dry a little bit. All right, who's next? Next up. Let me put you over here, actually. Okay, this one is gonna be a grape snowball. So I wanna put a coat of purple, and I think I don't remember what I said I was gonna do. White, and I'm gonna do the Jazz Cup squiggle, and I'm gonna do the Jazz Cup squiggle. Do I wanna do this something different? I know I want this to be grape, and I know I want this to be grape. I haven't decided if I want this to be blue or what do I want that to be? I think I want one other color in there. I think maybe I'll do a blue. I think I'll do like Cold Enough for Pants maybe. But I do know I want this to be grape and this to be grape. So I'm gonna get started on that. I am going to use Purple Drank for that, but I'm just gonna put a base coat of purple of a fine, extra fine, or ultra fine glitter. Hang on. Get her started. One second, y'all. I'm finding I portioned out some glue cups, but some of them are clean and some of them aren't. So let me... You look pretty clean. You look pretty good. Okay. So I did 1 coat of white on this cup. It's gonna need another coat of white, but I kind of want to start getting some colors on these so I can kind of get the vibe. So I cannot do my alcohol ink technique on these because the cups are white. And as y'all know, the alcohol ink escapes. It runs off to places it was not originally assigned to go. And I know that, and I do not feel like fighting with that, so I don't. So if the cup is going to be opaque, I can use alcohol ink. But if it's not, I can't, so I don't. And I'm trying to keep it on the snow cone and in the cup, by which I mean the cone of the snowball. I'm not calling a snowball a snow cone, so nobody come for me. Okay. I feel like I'm missing a few spots, but I also don't want it to like overflow. I am going to do some drips coming out of the cup, but that'll be later. That'll be almost the very end. Okay. No, you want to go now? All right, 1 second. 1 second. Let me just pour this and then I can go. No, give me 1 second. So this is not any purple that we sell. It's just a mix that I have from when I did a lesbian flag themed X-Wing pilot helmet last year, 2 years ago, who can remember? But this will be fine. This looks grapey. It's a little pink, but once I put purple drink on top of it, it'll be good. I'm gonna do that. And then I'm going to do the foot part of the shoe, and I'm going to think about what color I want the actual cup to be. I mean, the actual shoe to be. But that is going to be good for now, and I will be back shortly. For you, it will feel like no time has passed at all, but for me, time will pass. All right, so that's the start of our grape snowball. A little grape for my Tommy boy, and I will be